Hello YouTube and hello Tumblr. This is ScalesTails here, and this video I'm just going to go over my 20-gallon and what I have in it, and just things like fertilizer and stuff like that. So I originally set up this tank a long time ago, but I recently redid it with a different substrate and just got a lot more into it and making it look nice. So I set it up, I don't know, it must be a couple months now since I switched out the substrate, maybe a little bit less time than that. So it's a 20-gallon. I run an aqua clear. I don't remember what exactly the model of the filter is, but I have a lot of sponge in there. That's all I have. And I also have a little pothos growing out of the filter. I like to put pothos in all my filters that I can, because I've read that terrestrial plants, their roots like to absorb nitrates, which is nice. It's not big enough to really make a big difference, but I kind of like it in there anyway. And I have an aqua clear heater in there. And for the substrate, I have black fluorite, which is then capped with a natural sand. I really like this sand because of the fine grain, and it's not like, the video makes it look very bright and white, but it's actually very naturalistic in color, so I like it because it's not like bleached white or anything like that. So for plants, I have an Amazon sword, a nice big Amazon sword. It's a couple years old. I have Ludwigia, which is actually a hybrid between two species, between broadleaf and narrowleaf Ludwigia, which I've had for a very long time. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. It just keeps growing, and I split it, and I just have a new plant, and I have it in a lot of my tanks, but I've kept this plant alive for a very long time. This is the Ozelot or Ozelot sword, not sure how you pronounce it, but this is a recent addition, and it's probably about doubled in size since I put it in there, so that's nice. Don't mind the detritus on the ground, I just need to do a water change. Then I have repens here, but this is, I got it from a customer who was very kindly just gave it to me, which was very, very nice of him, but it wasn't in the greatest condition when I got it. It had hair algae on it. And I managed to take off most of the leaves that had it on there, but it hasn't grown horizontally at all, which I'm sure is because my lighting's not strong enough or anything like that. Speaking of lighting, I have a Zoomed dual T5 light on there. They're not high output T5s, they're just normal T5s. One of the bulbs is very new, one of the bulbs is very old, so it's got decent enough lighting, but not like crazy lighting. And I've also got floaters in here. I've got Amazon frogbit and common duckweed in there as well, which I have to scoop out a lot of every week to make sure that it doesn't block out too much of the light, which it tends to do in about 3 or 4 days. So, so I have to throw a lot of that away. Parameters, I've got, my tap water actually comes out at about 6.0, which is nice, so I don't have to soften my water at all. But I do have a nice pretty piece of driftwood in there. So that's it for plants, and I do dose with Flourish Excel and Flourish. So I've got my liquid carbon here and my trace nutrients here. So Flourish Excel is a liquid carbon. It helps plants absorb nutrients faster. That's essentially what it does. So you have to use it in addition to fertilizers. So if you're just using Excel, they use all the nutrients in the water and there won't be anything left for them. So you have to make sure you dose some fertilizers as well. So this has all kinds of different things in there. It's got nitrogen and phosphate and calcium, magnesium, all kinds of cool stuff. So now I'll go into the fish that I have in here. It's very lightly stocked. So I have got 6 Corydoras. They're all bronze Corydoras, 3 albinos and 3 just normal guys. My Corydoras spawn a lot. They've spawned twice for me, but none of the eggs are fertile. So maybe eventually I'll have little Cory kittens, but not right now, I guess. And I just recently added 2 very small ones. There's a little guy in the back there, he's really cute. I also have an Albino Bristlenose pleco. She's a female. Her name is Dyson. I've had her for, probably going on a year now. She just does a really good job of keeping the algae down, and thankfully hasn't tried to eat any of my swords or anything like that. And hiding somewhere in here, I have a Betta who is very old and very lazy. He's a Plakat. His name is Jacknife, and there he is hiding in the leaves right there. He's, I think he's about 3 years old now, so he's very old. He's metallic. He's got a lot of built up iridescence on him, so he's just he kind of hangs out. he does his own thing. And I'm not really going to add in any like schooling fish until he passes away, because I just don't want to bother him with anything. Just want to let him be a lazy big fish with nothing but Corydoras. And just for the sake of mentioning it, because I like the brand, I'll just show you what foods that I feed. I feed the Omega-1 shrimp pellets, which are really nice. Omega-1 is a really nice brand of fish food because they are stationed in Alaska, and they use a lot of whole, fresh seafood in their foods, which is fantastic. So it's very high in protein, and it's also, their veggie rounds are one of the only algae discs that I know of that actually is predominantly plant matter and not fish meal. So that's really cool as well. And of course, their Betta pellets, which are one of the best. So yeah, so that is my tank. This is just my 20 gallon. It's one I've been working on to try and make it look nice, even though it's a little grungy at the moment. But yeah, so I will see you guys later.